Hey everyone, it's the Chaplain here coming to you with a little BBR 3.0. There's another group that is play testing some new rules for version 4 to be rolled out as soon as they're done play testing, I guess. But Lieutenant Dan and I wanted to get a game in. We both could use the practice, and he's a great guy. I'm excited to play against him. We didn't get to face each other in the tournament, and we haven't played each other before, so this will be a fun experience. Before we get the game started, I wanted to share some stuff with you. We are going to call this game Operation Mincemeat, and if you don't know what that is, I highly suggest you Google it. It's a really cool operation that took place right over here, Operation Mincemeat, where the Brits took a cadaver and dolled him up in British officer uniform and planted false intelligence on him. The Spanish picked up the body, a fisherman found it and brought it to the authorities, and Spain informed Germany, and Germany acted upon the intelligence that was falsified, and so that freed up, I think it was the invasion of Sicily. Germany moved all of its units to Greece to defend it because that's where they thought that the Allies were going to land, but instead we went to Sicily. So, really, really cool operation. That's what we're going to call this game. I wanted to show you a couple things. This is the beautiful Lieutenant Dan edition BBR3 map. I've been quarantined because I had the COVID. So I've spent a lot of time painting my units to go with the color scheme that G.I. Joe has used, and it's been a lot of fun. I also stained my table and my piece boxes, so welcome to my basement. My boxes have lids that are somewhere else right now because I obviously don't need lids while I play. But we've got some good stuff going on. He's already taken his Germany turn, G1. I am getting ready to watch it and then, take my Russia turn. Russia's not even set up yet. I have Russia, the US, and Japan still to set up. But got everything ready to go. Countries that are already set up have their monies. Got these beautiful BBR victory roundels from Matt Todd. I've got my homemade hit dice and corresponding numbers to show you what they mean on both sides. I'm using my old piece boxes to house my facilities, my damage markers, my movement arrows, fuel gauge markers. I've been loaded up, right? I've bought some stuff, I've gotten some stuff. I've got my task force markers. If I want to do that, I can. Right now, for a lone cruiser, I don't think I want to. And then something special that Dan and I are going to try in this game. We're going to follow all of the BBR3 rules. However, we're going to attempt to do PAGAN's diplomacy. And very quickly, what that means is, within this bag there are going to be colored chips. Gray chips means there's no action. A red chip means it's pro-Axis, and a green chip means it's pro-ally. So each country will get the opportunity at the start of their turn, each turn, to spend monies, up to 3 IPCs, in order to influence the diplomatic relations of a country. Hold on one sec. There we go. So for example, Saudi Arabia is a strict neutral. If Germany wanted to try to make them pro-Axis, Germany would say, I'm going to spend 3 IPCs at the start of their turn. 2 of them are going to be to add red chips to the bag. And then 1 IPC will be to draw for Saudi Arabia. So he'll put his chips in the bag, shake it up, he'll draw 1 out. If he draws a red chip, this now becomes pro-Axis. If he draws a gray chip, nothing happens. The gray chip goes back in the bag. If he draws a green chip, this becomes pro-allies. You also have the ability, more than strict neutrals, to do it with ones that are already aligned. So, for example, if the Italians were here and they were to march in, Iraq is pro-Axis, so Italy would go up 2 and they would get 3 infantry units. But if they didn't want to go in there, or they couldn't reach it, they could say, I'm going to put some chips in the bag and then I'm going to draw for Iraq. If they draw a gray chip, nothing happens. If they draw a green chip, this goes to strict neutral. If they draw a red chip, it becomes activated. For them, 2 IPCs and 3 infantry get placed there. They don't have to walk in, boom, it's theirs. So we are going to try to play with diplomacy rules on this wonderful game, and I'm ready to go. I've got to watch his video, and then I'll be back in just a sec. For you, for me, it'll be a while. So, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, we are back. It has actually been quite some time since I left you. Here's what happened. I watched Dan's video, and I called him. We did a FaceTime video, made a couple corrections, and here we are. So, it is Russia, turn 1. Russia starts off with 37 IPCs to spend. We're going to spend our 4 on tech. This is not my tech. This is the only way to show you that I'm buying tech. This is a tank and artillery for 10. This is a fighter, 3 infantry, which means I will save 1. So I'm also going to do 3 pieces of diplomacy. Now, earlier, I showed you how our diplomacy is going to work, but I actually had to alter my end a little bit. So what's going to happen is we're going to have, in my bag, red is pro-ally, black is pro-axis, gray is neutral. So, here we go. There are 6 gray, that was 3 and 3. And we start off with 2 axis and 2 allied. And Dan bought 2 pro-axis and pulled 1 out. So 1 extra goes in. That was an Avengers song. You heard right. So I'm gonna put 2 pro-allied chips in for my purchase. And I'm gonna draw 1 out for Turkey. Now, he's already drawn for Turkey. So if I pull a pro-axis chip, this becomes German, and he gets the money in the IPCs. If I pull an ally, it goes back to straight. So, here we go. Gray. Nothing happens. I realized some of that was off camera, sorry. Nothing happens, gray goes back in the bag. Okay, so there's that. Russia is not at war, so here are my non-coms. We'll start over here. Whoop, sorry. Bumped that real good. The 2 AAAs are going to move up from Saka to Amur. 1 infantry is going to use the whole rail and come back to Russia. And then these are going to move up. Saka infantry to Amur. And yes, I know Japan's not set up yet. And then Brigatia infantry up. Over here, well, let me back this up a little bit. There we go. That's better. I'm going to pull 1 infantry from Karelia into Novgorod and the 3 from Vyborg back, going into Leningrad. Archangel guys coming down to Belarus. These are going to rail from Stalingrad 1, 2, 3 into Western Ukraine. I'm going to move these up from Ukraine into Western Ukraine. I'm going to rail from Russia 1, 2, 3 and artillery and 2 infantry 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to drive 1-2 into Belarus. I'm going to put the tactical and the fighter in Belarus. And so in the Caucasus, is it technically a combat move? I'm going to leave Northwest Iran alone. I'm going to stay in... I'm actually going to march these guys up to Stalingrad. And I think that's... Oh, this sub is going to come over to 125. These are going to stay here. And I think that's it. Bessarabia is going to stay like that. I think that's what I want. So, disposition of forces. I have 1 infantry in Karelia. I have 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 infantry in Leningrad with a fighter, 2 AAA and an artillery, 3 infantry in the Baltic States, sub in 125, sub and cruiser in 115. Eastern Poland, 2 infantry, Bessarabia, 2 infantry, Belarus, fighter, tactical, mech, tank, 2 infantry, Western Ukraine, tank, mech, 2 artillery, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry. Stalingrad has 2 infantry. Found a game we can play? Okay, I'll be right there. 2 AAA in Moscow. I haven't placed my units yet. Dadgummit. This will still be accurate. Over here, there are 2 AAA and 5, 10, 15, 16, 17 infantry in a Mir. So that was the right disposition. Hold on, buddy. Hold on, buddy. Hold on, buddy. Let me place my units. I'll be right there. All right. So I've got a fighter that I'm going to place in the Ukraine. That's 1. And then 2 infantry. I'm going to put a tank and an infantry in my artillery in Leningrad. And then I'll collect 37. I saved 138. So that is Russia 1. I think that's it. I'm the chaplain. I'll be praying for you.